Are you an author who's tired of the long waits and low royalties? Exact Rush is here to change the game. We specialize in publishing with precision, and we get your book to market in just 3 to 6 months, not years. But we're not just about books. We also support your photography, web design, and content creation needs. Our focus ranges from spirituality to pop culture, and we're excited about our diverse lineup of upcoming releases. So if you're ready to keep more of your hard-earned money and get published faster, Exact Rush is your ticket. Visit exactrush.com and turn your creative dream into a profitable reality today. Tap into your most original thinking, organize your ideas, and create the opportunities to launch your creative work. Unlocking your world of creativity with best-selling author and brand innovator, Mark Stinson.
Welcome back, friends, to our podcast, Unlocking Your World of Creativity. You know, one of my favorite parts of this podcast, this job I do here every week, is talking to practitioners everywhere about how they get inspired and how they organize ideas, and most of all, how they gain the confidence and the connections to launch their work out into the world. So I wanted this week to present a special global expert panel. I reached out and asked them to answer a single question: how do you get unstuck? So in this episode, we'll hear from experts on how they get unstuck and overcome the obstacles to launching their work. They're going to give you tips, techniques, advice, specific methods from their experience. So let's get started.
My name is Bob Gonzalez. Hello, Mark, and all the listeners at Creativity Podcast. I'd like to take this time to talk to you about how I got through the stumbling blocks in my book, A Flicker in the Water. My book was only 146 pages, and you can imagine that's about 1/10 the size of a War and Peace. And even a book of my size, there were stumbling blocks and creative blocks and things I had to overcome to put the book in its final form. One of the things that I did was I used to go for walks. Walking outside, being in touch with nature, I think unleashes a lot of the creativity in the brain and allows the ideas to flow more easily. And also, when you're writing, if you feel like you're getting stuck, just put it down and drop the pencil or the pen or get away from the computer for a while. Once you can recollect your thoughts and recharge your batteries, some fresh ideas come into mind. A lot of great writers have written that way. A lot of inventors have stepped away from their work instead of continually pushing through. And you never know when those spurs of creativity can come flowing, and they could happen at any moment, but they usually work best when you're not even thinking about it. It just comes in and it flows. Like Louis L'Amour, the great author of those Westerns, said that the water doesn't flow until you turn the faucet on. So stepping away for a while, it recharges your energy and the water starts to flow. My book is a book about the ocean and listening to sounds of waves and things like that, looking at pictures of fish. It would also help when I felt like I was being stuck. And don't be afraid to erase what you're not happy with and start all over. Sometimes you get it better the second time around. The more practice makes perfect. My name is Bob Gonzalez. You could reach me on Amazon or at my website, flickerinthewater.com, or your local bookstore, wherever books are sold. Happy creating. Thanks to Mark at the Creativity Podcast, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hey, my name is Nejc, and I'm an independent creator. I have been working in the creative industry for 9 years in different roles and departments, and for the last year I've been diving into AI tools and looking for ways they can help and enhance our creative process. And thank you, Mark, for inviting me to answer the question, how do I get unstuck and overcome obstacles to launching my work into the world? I guess I have quite a lot of thoughts on this topic, as for me, creation is primarily self-expression. That's why I love to make things. That's why I love to create, because I want to express something from the inside to the world outside. I want to communicate it to other people. And this can leave us very vulnerable, because we are expressing our feelings, which are usually deep inside us. And that leaves room for rejection. Like, people might not like it. They might have comments on it, and it might feel like an attack on our personality and identity. So I do think we all struggle with sometimes with launching our work and publishing it. But I do think that every time I press that publish button, it allows me to take the learnings from it, like the whole process I use to create my video, my image, whatever I'm doing, will allow me to create something better in the future. So for me, I see it as a learning opportunity, an opportunity to grow, more than as this needs to be perfect, people need to like it, or fear of what if they don't like it. So that is my general thought on overcoming obstacles to launching the work. I think if I look at my creation and I say, okay, this is good, I am happy with this, I will press publish. And even if people don't like it, it was for me, it was like my self-expression. And how AI comes into this is also very intriguing, because AI allows us to create a lot of things very quickly. It really increases the speed and scale of production. So ideation and brainstorming is incredible. I can get ideas for campaigns, for images, for videos, for stories in a matter of minutes. I can have like 10, 20, 100 ideas. So I do use a lot of AI tools to help with this process. And I do think there is a difference to mention here between professional work and personal expression. I do think for personal expression, I want it to primarily come from inside me. I want to find something inside me, something that inspires me, which is usually nature, and communicate that. I think for professional work, it is more strategic. So in that way, like, AI tools are very useful, of just generating some mood boards, some ideas, some concepts for the campaign you're working on, or like the vision you have. I use Midjourney a lot, I use ChatGPT a lot, I use Stable Diffusion a lot. And the way I start is, if I have a campaign for, let's say, a bedroom, a bed, a new furniture line of beds, I will ask ChatGPT, hey, like, what's a good campaign around a new bed line which looks like this and it is for this company? And I will just like start including more details. I will have a conversation. It's very much like a creative assistant. So I do think as humans we are moving more towards creative directors, and we have a lot of assistants available. So you can say, okay, I have a vision for this campaign, and you just outsource the tasks to AI assistants. So you say, hey, give me ideas to ChatGPT, and I say, hey, give me concepts to Midjourney, and then I just like check in and collect the ideas and see, okay, this is good, this is bad, and then I start curating and like refining the vision into what will then be the final product. So yeah, I do think discovering AI tools is very useful. It allows us to create in new ways, which is also exciting, because we were never able to make an image out of words, and for me that is very exciting to discover of how far it can go, how well I can express myself with those tools. Yeah, that is kind of my approach and perspective on using AI and overcoming obstacles. We are never going to be perfect. I think it's more about connecting with humans and creating that expression and the message that other people can relate to. Yeah, my name is Nejc. You can find my work and my creations and my educational materials, which I also love to share, on my website, nejcsusec.com.art. My bad. It's nejcsusec.art. Or you can find me on LinkedIn or any other social media. Hope you have a wonderful day, and keep creating. Don't forget to have fun, everyone.
Hi, Mark. This is Sean B.W. Parker from the south coast of England in Sussex. I'm a writer, artist, musician, and academic. I've written 9 books and contributed to 4 more: cultural studies, poetry, and justice reform in general. And in terms of how do I get unstuck and overcome obstacles to launching my work out into the world, I tend to have a multi-purpose notebook, which is a diary, but a big, thick one with big pages, on which any idea I get at any hour of the day, I will scribble in there, whether it's a lyric or interesting phrase, idea for a painting. All of the colour of thoughts that creatives have all the time, half can fly away and half can stay. And I find it helpful to kind of gather it all up into a place which you can then work on when you're in a better place to a bit later on, to try and systematize your creativity that way. Not too much. You don't want to control creativity too much. You don't want to edit yourself out of being interesting, but at least you can refer back to that thought. It will open up what you were thinking at the time, and then you can start kind of working on whatever that was. As I say, best not to over edit yourself after that point as well. Just use it as a jumping off point for whatever thought you haven't let go into the ether. Thank you. Again, I'm Sean B.W. Parker. You can get my books from Amazon. Follow me on Twitter at Sean B.W. Parker. Thanks very much.
Well, thanks again to our guest. I hope you've enjoyed this global expert panel on how to get unstuck and overcome obstacles to launching your work out into the world. And join me again next episode. We're going to continue our around the world travels to talk to creative practitioners everywhere. So until next time, I'm Mark Stinson, and we're unlocking your world of creativity.
Unlocking your world of creativity with best-selling author and brand innovator Mark Stinson. This program was produced by BSB Media, creators of IntelliKey Leadership Stories, Unlocking Your World of Creativity, and thepeaceroom.love. We've created a special offer just for listeners of the podcast. You can get the book, A World of Creativity, for a special price of $5.98 for paperback, and the Kindle version is only 99 cents. Go to mark-stinson.com to take advantage of this special offer.